Hello, 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 and welcome. Internet is finally sort of working, seems so. I can finally do this live broadcast about the natural strengths of each personality type. That's of course if I can get my screen back on because it just basically switched off on me. So yeah, I've been planning this for too long, and hasn't been happening. But I was also hoping that there would be more people attending the meeting that I had earlier about the one that I called who do you think you are? Because I thought that that would be good and interactive. So in this one, I'm just going to basically give you my opinion about what the natural strengths are of each type, and then hopefully someone will join in and give me their take. I'm also really tired. It's been a long day. It's been really cold in South Africa, and yeah, I've been just having like how do you describe it, like cabin fever, but at the same time like it's too cold to go outside, and technological fever technology fever, in the sense that like I just can't find a spot that I'm comfortable working at. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. But anyway, I've started out writing out these little ideas on my little whiteboard, and then I realized my whiteboard's a little bit too small. So, and that all of this can be derived from this. So I'm not going to carry on with this because I feel like I've been studying the cognitive functions for long enough to not have to do this to myself. So basically, what I believe is that, well, firstly, why is it important? Why is it important to know your own strengths and weaknesses, your own strengths, well, what your natural strengths are? And is there such a thing as natural strengths that people are like innately born with or just drawn towards for some some mysterious reason? So I think that I believe that there are. I definitely believe there are natural strengths that we all are predisposed to. I think it's not necessarily that we're born with those strengths, and I also don't think that it's all life circumstances that bring out these strengths in us. I think that there's definitely a specific ways of thinking and specific ways of being. Well, I think MBTI is definitely a big one. I think MBTI can give us some great clues as to why certain things seem more natural to us than others, because it's all based on preference. So knowing what you prefer allows you to know what you do not prefer. So, and you are what you want to be at the end of the day, because that is what you're striving for. So, and that is where the cognitive functions come in, and that's where they get interesting, because it's very strange. I've always find it so difficult to type people because of this phenomenon, right? So like, because our most inferior function is our most aspirational function, and it's our most immature function. It's basically like as if we want to take that part of ourselves and just like brag about it and blow it up, and we want to protect it and defend it and never ever have anyone say that we're not good at it, even though like deep down we know it's not our strong point. So that's the thing. I think that we're a little bit crappy at self-analysis these days. That's just my opinion. But I do think that if we're honest with ourselves, if we're honest and if we're willing to admit to ourselves that it's actually the things that we have been doing our whole lives that should be earning us It's the things that we have been doing for free our whole lives that should be earning us the most money. So yeah, I want to actually get into proper union personality coaching, and what I like to now call self-actualization coaching. And I would like to utilize these systems to help people become whole, and become whole through exploring themselves and getting deep into their egos and into the personas as much as possible, and milk those personas until it gets to a stage that they well, I mean, there's obviously levels to it. So shadow integration is something that you only get into after you've got an ego, at least, that has a shadow. So let's start with building up your egos and our egos. Because sometimes for personality types like myself, INFJs, those tend to be defunct. But anyway, I like to do this by the functions. Let's make this a little bit fun, because I'm by myself here, so I got to make this fun for myself, you know. So the ENFJ, I'm just gonna like give you the cognitive functions in the short versions. I'm guessing that by now, if you are here in this chat room, if you are an INFJ, which you probably are, or are dating an INFJ, or are being stalked or irritated by an INFJ, so you would probably know what TI and NI and all those kind of things stand for. And if you don't, just go to Google. You know, Google's always got it. So the ENFJ. The ENFJ leads with FE, and then followed by NI, child SE, and inferior TI. So that is the functional stack that they operate within. So naturally, extroverted feeling or harmony is their like dominant process. It's something they do so naturally that they're not even aware that they're doing it, that they don't even see it as a talent or a skill, and they wonder why the hell other people can't do this as well. Their tool function is more pessimistic. So it'll be something that they don't really, because it's of a different attitude, so they don't really want to get into it so much. Whereas the child function is, it's a very sort of playful and enjoyable function to be in. It's a relief function. It's also known as the relief function. It's what we do when when we just need to chill out, when we need to personally for ourselves, and that helps us grow. Still, this is still in the safe zone. Like, we're not talking about shadow functions, because everybody uses all 8 functions, as I'm sure you know. So we're talking about your first 4 functions as your ego, and then the ones that you don't use consciously as your shadow. So with the ENFJ, this combination of functions makes them, because they have harmony first, and harmony is a judging function, because it's extrovert feeling, it's a judging function. So they first judge the world based on ethics, and based on the world people need to look after each other. So this makes them very caring people. They put other people first all the time. They feel like their whole lives revolve around looking after other people. And they are very active about it as well. They're pretty hardworking. Like, they forget to eat, they forget to sleep. Like, it gets extreme. But they're also they can be very compassionate and empathetic, much more so than any other type, really. If you want someone to truly feel with you, I think an ENFJ is great with that. They are amazingly socially adept. These people are like, because they have such a great understanding, because of NI, their second function, which is their growth function. Because of introverted intuition, they have this amazing understanding or ability to understand other people and their motivations, and they therefore have this willpower. And since NI sort of like still, oh, hello, Moles. Oh my goodness. Finally, we meet. Except that I cannot hear you. I wonder if that is my side or your side. If anything, you can just type in the chat box. And excuse me for looking so tired. It is 1 a.m. in South Africa. So I'm gonna wait for you to either start your video and talk to me, or it's really sure. Okay, so basically I was I was carrying on about about my theory of what the strengths are of each of the types. But yeah, it's 3 in the afternoon. Okay, I can hear some sound coming through. Gosh, it's probably because I'm in South Africa and our network is so 10 years behind.
Oh, you hear me? How you doing?
Yes, I can hear you now. I'm good. How are you?
That's totally chill.
Awesome. So it's 3 in the afternoon where you are.
How do you feel, Miss INFJ? It's 3 in the afternoon.
I feel exhausted. I have been trying to do this the whole day, and then
yeah, well, that's okay. Everything's.
I've had these random like things coming up, little.
I'm gonna look old
in my way. But I'm here now, so. Your sound seems to be breaking up.
Let me see if I.
Unless I just mute.
Again. I don't think I look.
Let me just see if I can mute my audio or something. Why was the wrong microphone selected? Managed to do that.
You hear me now or no?
You're really like breaking up. Okay. Oh, I can see you now. Great.
Okay.
Awesome. Hello, fellow.
You hear me now or no?
Yeah.
Okay. You can see me. Can you?
I can see you. Yeah.
You hear me, Bill?
You're just like full I I wish I could hear you though. You know what? I think maybe it's my internet.
Okay.
Yeah, you look black. I'm just kidding.
Okay, let's see.
Sorry, I'm just really tired, and then I get like, yeah, I get really stupid when I'm tired, and I say stupid things. You are white, South African, and black. You're Dutch, and that defaults to Dutch. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. So I mean, I wonder what I default to then, because I always seem to default to alien. So tell me. Unless of course I could somehow. Oh, I think if I stop recording.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna pause this recording, and then I think I'm gonna be able to hear you properly.
Don't abandon them, but like benefit with a lot of, there's a lot, and
that is
everything. You go on. It's okay.
No, with the point you made about like the SE child actually having influence on the FE, because I never thought about it that way. And
yeah, you want to trust everybody.
Yeah, and maybe it's not only trust. Maybe it's also because we're seeking like the aesthetics, or like what we would consider the wrong things. to look for in a person? Like maybe unconsciously we're sort of doing that.
Oh, I used to. So I'm a smart guy. I only date black women. I'm one of the smartest Americans here. Right? No, kidding. But I used to date. I used to have weak SHL. Well, I still do. But like I would date these girls who were like, "Yeah, motherfucker, this is my man." All this crazy shit.
Yeah,
And then I
yeah.
eventually realized, like, oh yeah, like the last one I dated like that got like a tattoo and a name on her, which is pretty cool. But she was like really badass. But I had to realize like like who's good for me long term and like what are the values they have, and like you can't like change so much about a person, you have to accept them a lot for who they are. And
Yeah, that's much more difficult to do, to try and change somebody else.
oh yeah, so I used to have this thing where I'd like see like, okay, I'm just being blunt with the girl with like the big ass and all flirtatious, and I'm like, that's the right one. But like the reality is like, no, it's really like about what's on the inside and like
And it's
who's
also like kind of
good
the
for us.
low-hanging fruit, we kind of tend to do that.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Don't worry about your FE. You're gonna get it fixed. Everything's gonna be great. Sorry, I'm really happy. Everything's good.
No, that's
I've
awesome.
been in this positive.
And
Yeah,
how old are you?
I'm 27. Do I look old? I'm trying to de-age a little bit here.
No, I thought you no, you look younger than 27 actually. That's why I'm asking.
Good, excellent. How young do I look?
You look a bit Asian, and because I only saw a brief photo of you, I didn't really see you like moving. It was like a bit frozen. So,
Yeah,
you looked a little bit Asian to me.
Oh, I'm not Asian,
People
but
don't age.
oh, then I want to be Asian. I'd like to be
You see
Asian.
how
No, I'm
I've
kidding.
twisted this whole question around? Well, I'm
Yeah,
28, so it doesn't really matter anyway. Like,
excellent. You look 22 or 21.
Yeah, that's terrible. I'd rather look, at 40, please.
I'm sure if you just put makeup on, you could look in your 30s. No, I like to look young. I used to buy and sell all these things online, and I was doing like $1,000 a week of sales, and it was like a younger population, like 18 to 25. So I stayed looking young, like as much as I could.
Cool.
But like the past 6 months, I had pretty bad weight. I mean, I was like, they were like, oh, you've got blood pressure. So I'm like, okay, fine. I'll finally make a change for my health. Because, us INFJs, we rather save the planet than do anything for ourselves. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to die. I guess I have to make a change. And then so I've worked pretty hard the past like 6 months, and I've lost, it's a little less than 6 months, like 21 weeks. I lost 28 pounds. Yeah, 28 pounds in 21 weeks. And that's been helping like with the de-aging and stuff.
Oh,
But
of course, yeah. No, us
yeah,
INFJs, like even though we might deny that we care about our appearance, like I've I've realized now that SE child really does care, and we will not leave the house if we do not feel comfortable with how we look. And it doesn't matter if you're male or female, It's like you have to
yes.
feel comfortable, and it's not necessarily looking good, like or being overly flashy. It's just like feeling comfortable in your own skin, and like weight has a lot to do with it, I think. Because I'm one who picks up, and I pick up weight so easily, and then I lose weight so easily, and
Oh,
almost
me
like,
too.
yeah, and yeah, I noticed that affects me more than like whether or not I've brushed my teeth in the past week and stuff.
Yeah. Well, sorry. I'm just gonna be positive here. Um, oh no, I'm being recorded. Is your boyfriend gonna be like, "Who's this guy? Fuck this guy." No, I'm kidding. I don't know how they
No,
are.
no. My boyfriend is sitting right here. He is working
No,
on.
okay, good. I'm like, oh no, he's gonna be like, "Fuck this guy." I don't know this guy. No.
Yeah, he's an ENTP, so he'd probably say that anyway.
He's gonna debate. He's gonna debate my ass.
And no, he's tired. He's exhausted. That's another thing I wanted to tell you. Actually, is what I believe truly. Even though ENTPs are the debaters, I believe that
Yes.
INFJs, okay, are the ones that can
Yeah.
beat the ENTP at the debate, and there's a reason for that, and that's because the ENTP seems to debate just for the sake of debate, whereas when we actually debate, we have done extensive research about the topic that we're debating. We believe super passionately about it, and we really have like simulated that possibility right till the end, and we know that it's going to work. So it's like I do believe that if we stick to that, and just stay on topic, because ENTPs are very good at diverting the conversation to something else to keep the debate going instead of losing.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, I
yeah,
totally
if we
understand.
can stay on point, then yeah, we can definitely win because we care more. That's our advantage.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been totally looking into just how to maximize these advantages, like how to like create our own reality of like people who, you know, love us and support us and believe in us, and just to get like more stronger and better and more dominant, and then to isolate from like the bad situations and just win, and you know, just realizing like what can I fix, what can I fix, you know.
There's nothing but imagine like a little cluster of, or little INFJ cult, you know, that's
I have one. I'm
dangerous.
making one.
I can get kind of super.
I'm working on it.
Please don't Hitler the world again.
No, I won't. I mean, well,
Because I
no,
mean that's
I'm
coming
kidding.
up.
No, I won't. No, but no, it's small. It's like 25 people, and it's really committed, and like they
No, that's
really
amazing.
motivated me.
I think that's really amazing. The fact, like, because when
Oh,
you
thank you.
yeah, because when you contacted me, and there were other people that contacted me, it was specifically the, you know, the part that we should encourage each other, and you know, there's a lot of things that are not reflected back to us by other people,
Mm-hmm.
that makes us feel like we're not, there's something wrong with us. And I think because of that, like, it's really important for us to actually speak to other INFJs, like, and realize that like there are people who actually um, do the things that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do we not have to do them so much, but like there's nothing wrong with doing them either. It's like it's cool. But at the same
It's
time, like I love, like, lately I love getting to know like the different personality types, and I also
mm-hmm.
studying, like, I've been studying NLP, um,
NLP.
neuro linguistic programming.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
super interesting. It's like it's Tony Robbins, and but it's Richard Bandler
Oh,
that
excellent.
yeah, it's like it's super super interesting. But that's more for like and social engineering as well. Like, I don't know, it just really interests me, like social engineering. And
Very important. It's very important.
sorry.
Yeah, it's very important. Use the social engineering.
Yeah, and but no, but I'm struggling to use it so much, as because it's like I go into, and like I study things not in order to necessarily use them, but just to understand
Hmm.
it, like for the sake of
That's
understanding.
okay.
So I find
Well,
myself like you know, having all this knowledge, and yet I still don't put it into practice, because here I am, like, not scripted at all, like not like, when do you get the time to sit down and think, okay, this person said this, so I'm going to be like this in order to get this, you know? I think that's like TE. Wish I had that
it
function.
is. And what I do is, you know, one thing that I've been doing is the most successful introvert is actually the ISTJ. And they're like very methodical, organized, and they
That's my
kick
friend.
ass.
Yeah, that's my
Yeah.
friend.
And what we do is, the unfortunate thing is when we look at the Briggs and Myers, actually the Big Five test, I don't know if you've taken that.
Oh
We see a
yeah.
lot of things. Oh yeah, in openness and agreeableness. So agreeableness, the problem with, let's say, agreeableness is, I'm going
I
to put
love
this person
doing
before myself. Yeah, I'm going to put this person before myself. I'm going to do this for them. I'm going to be the martyr, whatever.
I
And
hate
it
that.
doesn't work the majority of the time. So the less agreeable you are to like helping those who are not long-term loyal in your life, then, or I mean, at least short-term, you know, the more successful you have. And surprisingly, the more you withdraw from those, I've tested it out, kind of conflict, not like, I mean, like, let's say you're like, I'm helping this lady, Sally, and Sally is like struggling and she's like homeless, and you're worried about Sally and you're giving her money every week or something, you know, whatever.
No, I don't do that.
Oh, okay, then you're smart. No, I'm kidding. No, I used to be dumb. But it,
But
if
I
you
do
lower
give
the
my
F,
shit away a lot, and then I still and then I still like I still like I like I give up,
it's okay.
instead of fighting like for what's right in many situations. I just like sort of give up and just let the other person, yeah. um I still feel like a doormat a lot, though, you know, like I wish I could be less agreeable. definitely.
Well, the good news is we have a shadow called the ESTP shadow,
I
and when we
know,
go
I
into it,
love that. I
yeah,
love
we become really, really aggressive. And the thing is, yeah, I've actually been looking at the types, right? And then seeing what I can do. Like it might be surprising, but so suppressing openness, like openness is a distraction. Like let's say, I used to like go online, I'd be like, I wonder what this thing is, and then I would get lost. And so being open more to like areas that are going to help me benefit and closed to ones that are not, and less open to like situations that uh, will exhaust me, like face situations with like
Yeah,
helping or like, like let's say like,
that's very important what you just said, because that's so true. But in order to do
yes,
that, you need to actually have like enough NI time, because otherwise, like I find that because only when I'm alone and able to like reflect on what it is that and think things through, like if I
yeah.
do this, then this is gonna happen. Only then can I actually even think about what's my best interest. Because otherwise, it feels like the whole world just as soon as the world comes in on me, it's like it's almost as if it's my responsibility to become what the world needs me to become.
Well,
And
what you want to do is I've been listening to this lady named Wednesdays. I just bought her book. If you want, I'll
oh,
share it with you for
Windsors,
free. Yeah, yeah. I bought her
Windsors
book.
from
It's
below the
amazing.
radar and above the system.
You bought that book?
Yeah, no, I've been following Windsors for a while. Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. I'll give you the book for free if you want. It's amazing. It's really, really great.
really
And I
cool.
bought that book. Yeah, and I'm talking and donating a little to Wednesdays, and I've been donating a little to the Barracuda 57 because those fuckers left him on that fucking place. No one's helping him now that he's not
Oh,
star anymore. I'm like,
he's so
geez. So I
young.
bought his books. Yeah, I've been donating a little of that. And he you know,
I love Frank James.
Frank James is good too. He's good. And so yeah, if you look at the personality types and you see like which ones earn the most.
Yes, yes, yes. That's very interesting to me now. And it's you're breaking up now. No. Damn it.